Stop what you are doing. Put down whatever is in your hand. Because what I am about to tell you is going to make every single person watching this video furious, and I need you to be angry, because anger is the only correct response to what has been happening in WWE right now. For weeks, Bron Breakker, one of the most physically dominant forces in WWE today, has been walking around that locker room like a man possessed. He has been tearing apart commentary desks. He has been getting in Adam Pearce's face. He has been screaming at officials, demanding answers, threatening anyone who stands between him and the truth. In WWE, the company, the writers, Paul Heyman, the entire Vision machine, has been playing all of US like a fiddle. Because while everyone was pointing fingers at Logan Paul, at Austin Theory, at Adam Pearce himself, the answer was staring US in the face the entire time. The curb stomp, the black hoodie, the way that Attacker moved in that ring at Saturday night's main event. The way Paul Heyman screamed at officials at the Royal Rumble, that was Seth Rollins, and we all dismissed it as manipulation. And now, Adam Pearce, the RAW general manager who has been humiliated, threatened, suspended, and dragged through the mud by Bron Breakker and the Vision for months, has stepped forward with the evidence. The receipts, the proof, and what he has exposed is the most dramatic twist in this entire Vision storyline. Seth Rollins is Bron Breakker's mystery attacker. Go ahead. Drop your reaction in the comments right now. Because the internet wrestling community is completely split on this, and I want to know exactly where Ring Rumble 1's audience stands before I break down every single piece of evidence that makes this undeniable. But before we go any further, if you are new to Ring Rumble 1, welcome home. This is the channel where we take WE's biggest storylines and tear them apart with the passion and intensity they deserve. Hit that subscribe button right now, don't scroll past it, click it immediately, and smash that notification bell to all notifications, so every time we drop a breakdown like this one, you are the first to know. This community does not sleep on what is happening in that ring. Subscribe, bell, let's get into it. To truly understand what Adam Pearce has uncovered, you have to go all the way back to October 13, 2025. That is the night everything changed. That is the night the Vision, the faction Seth Rollins built, the faction Seth Rollins bled for, turned on him like a pack of wolves. Let's be clear about what Seth Rollins was before that night. He was the World Heavyweight Champion. He was the leader of the most dangerous faction on Raw. He had Paul Heyman whispering in his ear, Bron Breakker providing the muscle, Bronson Reed providing the chaos, and Logan Paul providing the spectacle. The Vision was a machine. And Rollins was the engine. Then he went to Crown Jewel. He competed while injured. And when he came back banged up, barely able to raise his shoulder above his head, Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed did not help him. They did not protect him. They destroyed him. Right there on Monday Night Raw on Netflix, in front of millions of people, his own brothers in the Vision laid him out and left him for dead. Breakker picked up the World Heavyweight Championship, the championship Rollins had earned, and held it over his fallen body like a trophy. That image should have told us everything we needed to know about what was coming next. Because Seth Rollins is not a man who simply walks away. He is not a man who sits at home, ices his shoulder, and says, "Oh well." Seth Rollins is the visionary, the architect, the revolutionary. He has always been the most calculating mind in any room he walks into. And the moment Bron Breakker stood over him with that championship, the clock started ticking. It started at Survivor Series War Games. And half the WWE Hall of Fame is possible suspects with that smug grin on his face. And for weeks, Pearce could not prove a single thing. Then January 31, 2026. The Royal Rumble. Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The most prestigious match of the year. Bron Breakker, the Vision's chosen one, the man they were banking on to headline WrestleMania 42, entered the Rumble at number 2. Paul Heyman was at ringside, champagne in hand metaphorically, already calculating the path to Las Vegas. And then it happened again. A hooded figure in all black struck from behind. Slammed Breakker into the steel steps. A superkick. A curb stomp. Breakker thrown into the ring. Oba Femi eliminated him in seconds. Just like that, the Vision's master plan was dead on arrival. Heyman erupted. He screamed at officials, at referees, at the camera itself. That was Seth Rollins. How is that legal? And Triple H, when asked about the mystery attacker backstage, chose every word with the precision of a man who knew exactly what he was saying. He did not deny it. He confirmed nothing. He let the mystery breathe. But here is what changed everything. Seth Rollins, sitting at home with his injured shoulder, went on camera and delivered a message that made the internet explode. He said, "And I want you to pay very close attention to these words, my shoulder is not fine. I cannot lift anybody above my head. But I don't need my shoulder to be in good shape to land my signature move." Then he paused and said, "You can figure it out. That is not an innocent man. That is not someone trying to clear their name. That is a man dangling a confession in front of the world and daring everyone to catch him." Seth Rollins told us it was him without saying it was him. And Adam Pearce has been building a case around that admission ever since. Now let's talk about Adam Pearce. Because this man has been one of the most underrated figures in this entire storyline. Pearce has taken more abuse from the Vision than almost anyone on the Raw roster. Bron Breakker physically attacked him, threatened him, got suspended for it, then had Paul Heyman pull strings to get reinstated. Pearce was forced to stand in the ring and apologize to the man who put his hands on him. He was humiliated publicly, professionally, and personally. But Adam Pearce did not just sit behind his desk and take it quietly. He was watching. He was documenting. He was cross-referencing footage, timestamps, eyewitness accounts, and travel records. And when Saturday night's main event arrived, Pearce walked out with purpose in every single step. What Pearce presented was a case built on three undeniable pillars. The first pillar is the curb stomp itself. Seth Rollins' curb stomp is one of the most recognizable finishing moves in professional wrestling. The wind-up, the placement of the foot, the angle of impact, it is a signature that cannot be faked without specific training. Pearce pointed out that the mystery attacker at both Survivor Series and the Royal Rumble executed the curb stomp with the exact same precision, cadence, and body mechanics as Seth Rollins. Not similar to Rollins. Identical to Rollins. The Vision tried to use Austin Theory as a decoy, using that same move at Raw in December, but Theory's execution was noticeably different. Heavier, slower, less fluid. The Royal Rumble and Survivor Series attacks. That was muscle memory. This is exactly what his injury permitted him to do. The third pillar, and this is the one that should make every Vision member lose sleep at night, is the motive. Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed destroyed Seth Rollins on live television. They stripped him of his championship. They ended his run as the most dominant champion on Raw. The idea that Rollins would simply let that go, chalk it up to the business, and wait patiently for a WrestleMania match that may or may not happen, that is not who Seth Rollins is. Rollins did not wait for WWE officials to handle it. He did not file a grievance. He put on a hood, laced up his boots, and he handled it himself. Adam Pearce laid all three pillars out at Saturday night's main event. And when the evidence was presented, the entire arena went silent. Because when you stack that case together, the curb stomp, the timeline, the motive, there is no reasonable alternative explanation. Seth Rollins has been operating in the shadows this entire time. Now here is where this story becomes absolutely enormous in terms of what it means going forward. Because Adam Pearce exposing Seth Rollins does not just solve a mystery, it lights a fuse that runs directly to the main event of WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas. Think about what Bron Breakker is dealing with right now. He has just discovered that the man who trained alongside him, the man who built the Vision from the ground up, the man he betrayed, came back and personally cost him his shot at the biggest match of his career. Breakker was supposed to win that Royal Rumble. He was supposed to be the one challenging for the championship at WrestleMania. That was the Vision's entire plan. And Seth Rollins obliterated it with one single stomp. This is personal beyond professional wrestling. This is a man saying, "You want to take everything from me. I am going to take the one thing that matters most to you. Your moment, your destiny, your WrestleMania main event." And reports confirm that Seth Rollins is expected to be physically cleared and ready to compete by WrestleMania 42. The match with Bron Breakker is already being discussed internally as one of the centerpiece bouts of the entire card. Rollins versus the man who betrayed him. The founder versus his monster. The visionary versus the dog. But now there is a new layer to that match that makes it even richer. Because Rollins does not just want to beat Bron Breakker in a wrestling match. He has already started breaking Breakker down psychologically. He has already proved that he can get to Breakker anywhere, at any time, without Breakker ever seeing him coming. The Royal Rumble attack was not just revenge, it was a statement. Seth Rollins told Bron Breakker, without ever showing his face, that he is living inside Breakker's head rent-free, and that he will be there until he decides to leave. That is the Seth Rollins that the whole world fell in love with. That is the architect at his most dangerous. Here is the bottom line. Adam Pearce exposing Seth Rollins at Saturday night's main event is not just a storyline beat, it is the beginning of the most personal, most emotionally charged feud in WWE right now. Pearce has done what no one else in that company was willing to do. As told in years. Seth Rollins vs. Bron Breakker is not just about a championship. It is about pride, about vengeance, about who truly built the vision and who destroyed it. And the fact that Rollins has been operating from the shadows this whole time, wearing a mask, using his own finisher as a calling card, taunting Breakker through cryptic messages, makes him the most interesting character on Raw right now, even while he is technically not there. Adam Pearce did not just expose a mystery attacker. He lit the torch that will burn the vision to the ground. And I cannot wait for every second of it. That is it for today's breakdown right here on Ring Rumble 1. Now I need to know, do you believe Seth Rollins has been the attacker all along? Is Adam Pearce right, or do you think there is still someone else pulling the strings? Sound off in the comments, I am in there reading every single response. If this video fired you up the way it fired me up, smash that thumbs up button, it costs you absolutely nothing and helps this channel reach more wrestling fans just like you. Share this video with every WWE fan in your circle because this is the conversation the community needs to be having right now. And if you are not yet subscribed to Ring Rumble 1, tap that subscribe button and hit the bell for all notifications because we are just getting started on the road to WrestleMania 42. See you in the next one. And that is the Vision's worst nightmare.